Hello friends and welcome to this video on Authentic English, and in this video we are going to discuss Act 5 Scene 1 of The Tempest by William Shakespeare. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, you can do that right now by hitting the subscribe button and also clicking the bell icon next to it. So Act 5 is the last act in The Tempest. In Act 5 Scene 1, and in fact the entirety of Act 5, everything, comes to a solution. Everything gets clear, everything gets alright. So that's why this play is kind of considered a comedy or a romantic comedy. So everything gets alright in the end. There is nothing bad happening to anyone. So let's just get a brief summary of Act 5 Scene 1. Everything gets alright. Ariel reports that the royal party, Alonso, Antonio and Sebastian, are remorseful. Now Ariel reports to Prospero, of course, that the royal party consisting of Alonso, Antonio and Sebastian is remorseful. Okay, so that these three people are now feeling guilty of what they have done. Gonzalo is saddened by Alonso's condition. Now Gonzalo has always remained a great man. Okay, he has been nice, good. So Gonzalo is of course sad to see Alonso's pitiable condition. Alonso is also grieving the loss of his son Ferdinand. Alonso thinks that Ferdinand is dead. Prospero asks Ariel to bring them to him. Now Prospero asks Ariel that bring all the royal members to him, like this Alonso, Antonio and Sebastian. Prospero meanwhile promises to himself that he will give up his magic. Now this is very important. Prospero realizes now that he had to take whatever revenge that has been done, so now there is no need of that magic. So he gives up his magic because he knows that magic can also kind of imbibe some ambition in him. So he gives up his magic decides to give up his magic at the right moment. He does not want to continue with his magic any longer. Ariel enters with the royal party. Now Ariel brings all these people, Alonso, Antonio and Sebastian, to Prospero. Prospero dresses like the Duke of Milan, appears in front of them. Now Prospero dressed like the Duke of Milan, so he is the rightful Duke of Milan, and he is now dressed like the rightful Duke of Milan, appears in front of them. Prospero, in a gesture of goodwill, hugs Alonso. Now Prospero hugs his brother Alonso, and Alonso, feeling ashamed, gives up Prospero's dukedom. And of course Alonso, feeling sad and shameful, gives up Prospero's dukedom. Prospero forgives Antonio and Sebastian. Prospero also forgives Antonio and Sebastian, although they are not that apologetic. Alonso grieves for his son Ferdinand, and the Prospero says that even he has lost his child Miranda in marriage. Now Alonso is grieving for his son Ferdinand. Then Prospero tells to him in a kind of a funny manner that even he has, in fact not in a funny manner but in a manner just to console him, that he has lost his child Miranda. He means that he has lost his child Miranda in marriage. So he reveals a curtain and we see Ferdinand and Miranda playing chess. Now Alonso gets delighted to see his son alive, and then he tells him that they are now married. Alonso accepts his son's marriage. Now Alonso happily accepts his son's marriage. Gonzalo thanks God for all this miracle. Now Gonzalo, being a good person as he was, thanks God for all the good things that are happening. Ariel enters with the master of boat and bosun. Now bosun, which appeared only in the first act, now appear again, and the master of the boat. Their ship is all fine, and therefore everyone is perplexed, and they reveal that their ship was fine in the harbor. Now everybody is shocked, like wow, everything is now kind of restored. Next, Caliban, Trinquilo and Stefano enter drunk. Now these three conspirators enter drunk. Caliban immediately starts to repent. Okay, so Caliban is showing his humanity. Caliban repents for his wrongdoings, although Prospero has, as I always believe, kind of been too harsh on him. The three conspirators are sent to decorate Prospero's cell. Now they are sent to decorate Prospero's cell. Prospero invites the guests to spend the night with him, and he will tell them of his tales on the island, so everything gets all right. Everybody is happy towards the end. Prospero invites the guests, all these royal people, to spend the night with him, and he will tell them of his tales on the island. Ariel's last duty before being freed would be to provide Creole seas when they leave for Naples the next day. Now they're going to leave for Naples. Everything is settled now. So this could have been the last scene in the play, but there is an epilogue which we will discuss in the next video. So this is what happens in Act 5 Scene 1. Analysis: Prospero is humane and forgiving. Of course, we see that Prospero is actually a great man. He does not punish anybody harshly. Antonio and Sebastian are not that regretful. So if you read the text carefully, you will find that they do not repent very much. Caliban shows his humanity and comes across as a better character than Antonio, Stefano, etc. Now Caliban, although being a person of that island, comes across as a better and more humane person than all these other characters. In the end, Prospero leaves Caliban on his island to where he belongs. Okay, so this is what happens. Gonzalo does not need to ask for forgiveness. He was a righteous man. So Gonzalo, being a righteous man, does not need to ask for forgiveness. He has always been a good person. Prospero decides to do away with his magic. Now, this was very important. Prospero decides to give up on his magic. Now that he's won over his enemies, he does not need magic anymore. His magic has helped restore peace and order and is now no longer necessary. Ariel's freedom is promised. So this is the analysis of Act 5, Scene 1, and in the next video we'll discuss the epilogue, which is officially the last scene of the Tempest. Till then, bye bye, and